Welcome back. We have a very busy edition of women in sports to get to this week, and we're going to start with Iowa's own Caitlin Clark. Last week, she announced she will not be competing in this year's NBA All-Star Game three-point contest. You might remember last year, Steph Curry took on WNBA star Sabrina Ionescu, but Clark says she wants her first three-point contest to be in the WNBA. And if you missed it, it was a big weekend for Clark, who was back in Iowa City on Sunday. The University of Iowa officially retired Clark's jersey. She's now the third Hawkeye to have their jersey retired, following Megan Gustafson in 2020 and Michelle Edwards in 1990. And our News 8 sports team was there covering all the action. You can find their stories and videos on our website, WQAD.com. And on the same day that Caitlin's jersey was retired, the same thing was happening with another WNBA superstar who also wears number 22. The reigning WNBA MVP, A'ja Wilson, was overwhelmed with emotion on Sunday, watching her jersey be hoisted to the rafters in South Carolina. Wilson helped lead the Gamecocks to their first national title and was the 2018 unanimous National Player of the Year. But that's not all the two-time WNBA champ has got going on. Just a few hours ago, A'ja Wilson unveiled her long-awaited Nike signature shoe. This is our first look at the A1s with the pink aura colorway. The shoes officially drop this May. And now I've got a fashion story for you, but I promise it ties back into sports. The Met Gala is regarded as one of fashion's biggest nights. Held in New York City in early May, this year's host committee includes a few familiar athletes. Simone Biles, Angel Reese, and Sha'Carri Richardson have all been announced as some of this year's luminaries. The announcement came this morning. At the same time, this year's theme was announced. It will focus on menswear and specifically black style over the centuries. But that's not all Angel Reese has got cooking. On Monday, her signature McDonald's meal will drop. This is the first time a female athlete has scored a celebrity meal with the fast food chain, and the combo is a barbecue bacon quarter pounder with cheese, plus fries and a drink. And I've got one more WNBA story for you today. This season will feature a brand new team with the Golden State Valkyries, and then after that, more expansion teams are starting in Toronto and Portland. But the league is looking to add another expansion team after that. So here's where it could end up. First up, we got Detroit. The Pistons owner has submitted a formal bid to the league, along with Nashville. In fact, Nashville wants to name the team the Nashville Summit. This investor group is backed by WNBA legend Candace Parker, Peyton Manning, and the owners of the Nashville Predators. Philly has also put in a bid, courtesy of the Philadelphia 76ers ownership group, and Houston, looking to bring the W back to town after the now defunct Houston Comets won the first 4 WNBA championships from '97 to the year 2000. Plus, the Cleveland Cavaliers have announced their formal bid for an expansion team. But while those cities have submitted formal bids, we do know of a few others that have expressed interest. That includes Milwaukee, Kansas City, St. Louis, and Austin, Texas. All right, let's turn now to our Midwest Technical Institute Score Standout nominees. This week, we've got one local lady. Keely Davis from Princeton was nominated after 2 games in a row with double-doubles for the Tigers. You have until tomorrow at noon to cast your vote. All you got to do is head over to our website. Each week's winner will be featured on Off the Cuff. And in other sports news, America's first ever professional women's rugby league is about to kick off its inaugural season. And now the WER has announced its first 6 teams. So say hello to the Chicago Tempest, the Bay Breakers, Boston Banshees, Denver Onyx, New York Exiles, and the Twin Cities Gemini. The WEB announced its launch back in August, just one day after the U.S. women won bronze at the Paris Olympics. The season begins in March. In golf, American golfer Kelly Norda took home 2nd place at her first tournament of 2025. The world #1 just barely lost to South Korean standout A-Lim Kim. This makes Korda's 5th straight top 5 finish. Her next tournament will be this Thursday in her hometown in Florida for the Founders Cup. And turning to hockey, the Professional Women's Hockey League is in the middle of its 2nd season, and Montreal Victory captain Marie-Philip Poulin just became the first PWHL player to score 2 hat tricks. That's when a player scores 3 goals in a single game. And you might remember a few weeks ago when I told you about American superstar skier Mikaela Shiffrin. while going for her history-making 100th World Cup win. She's already, by far, the winningest World Cup skier in history for men or women. But with the finish line in sight, Schifrin fell and was impaled. But now, just 61 days after that crash, Schifrin returned to racing. She placed 10th in the slalom at the France Alpine Skiing World Cup last week, and now she'll have about 2 weeks before she races in the World Championships in Austria next Thursday and Saturday. And finally tonight, American snowboarder Chloe Kim won gold in Aspen again. Over the weekend, Kim secured her 12th World Cup gold medal just 2 weeks after winning another tournament in Switzerland. And if that's not impressive enough, a week ago, Kim became the first woman ever to land a double cork 1080 in the X Games Superpipe. And I cannot wait to watch her at the Winter Olympics next year. That'll do it for this week's edition of Women in Sports.